Hello, friend, and welcome to Yoga for Life. I am Kerry. Restorative practice today. Lots of props. Several blankets. I usually use at least 3, at least 2 blocks or their equivalent if you have them. Bolsters or firm blankets if you have those. Bring them near to you. We'll probably use them at some point. All right, put something warm and comfortable. When you're in poses in restorative, we're here for a period of time, so your body temperature can drop. So you want to make sure that you're warm. And I think that's it. I'll see you on the mat. All right, so as I said, a lot of props. I'm going to start in Mountain Brook pose. I've got my bolster long ways across my mat and a blanket underneath me, actually. That's going to go underneath your knees. You're going to have a double folded blanket, and that's going to go underneath the back of your heart and spine, and then another folded, double folded, or triple folded blanket for your head. And then you might like one for over top of you for a little weight and possibly a little warmth. So go ahead and set yourself up. Put something underneath your knees. This is a completely supported pose. This is not stretching joints or muscles. This is actually allowing the nervous system to stop giving orders so that the muscles can actually relax, the joints can relax, your respiratory system can soften, and then the nervous system calm down. I've got this for underneath my back, this for underneath my head, and then I'm going to take a blanket and let it rest over me. Coming back. You want to be really, really comfortable in this practice. If you want a little, you can move the blanket around underneath your head or the pillow. Support the neck. Kind of make a cocoon. Let your arms rest by their sides, or if you feels good, you can rest them together on your low belly. Wherever you can release the engagement and let the instructional part of your mind release its need to give instruction and to relax, to recalibrate, to allow the nervous system to recalibrate. We're going to be here for about 5 minutes. So plenty of time to find your way in and allow an inner quiet. An inner stillness. A softening of the bones, the muscles, the breath. Notice the breath. You might invite a little more space between the breaths. Inviting the muscles to relax and release. Practice giving your weight into the floor, into the mat, into the earth. Finding space between the breaths. Inviting a depth to the exhale. And support to the back of the shoulders and the heart. Softening the tops of your shoulders, releasing burdens and tension. Sometimes we carry a weight on our shoulders. See, maybe if you can put just a little bit of that down for now. And you might notice that as the body becomes more still, the mind might not want to do the same. Sometimes we call that monkey mind, where the mind jumps from thought to thought, branch to branch. And it might feel a little challenging to quiet the mind. As we deepen into this practice, you might realize that the deeper layers of this practice is also about quietening the mind and letting the mind also become soft and spacious and a little more still, letting thoughts flow through like leaves floating down a river. Just let them go. Come back to the body, back to the breath, back to this moment and what you're noticing inside. And give this 2 more breaths. You bring your arms in, give yourself a hug. And then slowly roll the spine up. coming in and setting ourselves up for what I call a lateral side stretch, which I have come to love. So, firmest pillow that you have or several folded blankets will also do. So if you have a couple of folded blankets, you can probably triple fold them. If you don't have a bolster, I've got bolsters, but just in case you don't, I'll work it without a bolster. You're going to sit on your side. You're going to take another folded blanket and put it between your knees. And you're going to roll the side body over this. And you're going to bring a pillow or bolster, block, something underneath your head so that there's very little weight on this lower shoulder. And then the upper arm, bring it up and over to the best of your ability. Bring a nice open spaciousness to the upper side of your body. And you can play with that shoulder. If you've got a shoulder injury at all, you might want to keep it forward. But if it works to bring it all the way over, then go ahead and lengthen. Feel a spacious breath between the hips, the inside of your hips, right up through the waist, the rib cage, into the shoulder. Relax the hand. Finding an even and steady rhythm to your breath. Maybe inviting a space at the top of the inhale, a little pause. And then a full open exhale and a pause. And then receiving the next in-breath, like the waves of the ocean, moving up and down the shore of your body, like a loving embrace with each breath. And give that one more breath. And carefully slide the arm down. Maybe roll through the shoulder. And gently roll the spine up. and switch to the other side. Make any shifts or changes you might have learned that you want from side to side. Rolling this side body over your support, making sure that there's very little weight. Top of that shoulders just resting very lightly on the floor. Pillow between your knees and then sliding the arm over. Resting in your own spacious breath. Nothing to do, nowhere to go. Being present here. Check in with the jaw, the tongue. Feeling the support in different places in your body, between the knees, underneath the ribs, the head, maybe underneath the hand that's over your head. So much love and support you can give yourself in this practice. Finding a deeper connection to nourishment, what it is to nourish ourselves and to receive nourishment. And take 2 more breaths. And slide your upper arm down. And slowly roll the spine out. And we will finish off this wonderful piece of nourishment today with supported butterfly. Pretty well-known and popular pose in a restorative practice. So we're going to take 1 or 2 blocks, or something that's firm, and if you have a bolster, Bring your bolster and put it long ways. If you don't have a bolster, then I would suggest folding or using the firmest pillow you've got. Grab something from your couch or some other place in your house, or fold several blankets. So any of those are options. You're also going to want something over you. So I'm going to bring the bottoms of my feet together and take 2 cushions or 2 blocks, and I'm going to rest them at a height where my knees are absolutely supported. There's no tension in my thighs. I'm not having to grip or hold anything. The bottoms of my feet are going to come together. A little trick that I like to do here is to actually take one of my blankets and make a narrow roll of it, and I put it over top of the feet and then wrap it underneath the ankle, and that helps to give myself just a little more support, a little more energy where I feel like I'm being held. Place the blocks at an angle so it's not an edge digging into my thighs. And then I take my heavier blanket and fold it and lengthen it over me. Coming back and down. You could also put blankets or pillows underneath your arms. If the drop feels just a little much for the shoulder, then I would definitely recommend giving a little bit of height underneath the arm. Letting yourself rest back, feeling your spine just drop into either your blankets or your bolster, whatever you're resting on. Relax the lower back, feel your sit bones. Let the weight of your head release. The inside of your mouth and tongue relax. And that place where the tongue connects into the top back of the cervical vertebrae, wires in. Let that energy of softness of the tongue flow all the way down the spine. Nourishment and release and support. Might see if there's a little more space through the pelvic floor, through the belly. You can soften any tension in the belly. Deep to the inside of the hips. Deepening the breath and the release. Two more breaths here. And then gradually help your knees up. And then straighten out your legs. The body gets long. And just feel the length of your legs as they make contact with the mat, the floor, a blanket. The deep rest and recalibration. Just land deep in your bones, your heart, your mind. Good. And then slowly roll the spine up. And come back up to seated. Find your sit bones. Lengthen your spine. Maybe there's a little bit more room to breathe and get connected inside. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope it serves. Namaste.